Welcome! My name is Veronica, and in this video series I would like to give you an introduction to Affinity Designer, a software that I'm using daily for my professional work as a children's book illustrator and pattern designer. This video mini-series is designed specifically for those of you who are completely new to Affinity Designer. In this video, we will be exploring one of the most powerful features of Affinity Designer, personas. These are specialized workspaces designed to help you seamlessly switch between vector tools and pixel-based tools. I will break down what each persona does and show you how to use them to unlock Affinity Designer's full potential. So let's dive in together. In this video, I wanted to talk briefly about the Persona Toolbar because I think this is one of the best advantages of using Affinity Designer. I mentioned in my introduction videos that you can combine both vector editing and pixel, so raster editing, in one software. Normally, when, for example, using Adobe, you would have to move between Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop. For Procreate, for example, you would only be given the option of creating raster or pixel art, and in Affinity Designer you can do both, and this is what I personally also do. So the Persona toolbar is over here in this upper left corner. When you click on this designer logo, you see 1, 2, 3 options in this menu. The first one, the blue one, so the logo of Affinity Designer, is the so-called designer persona. And it's also the default, so when you create a new document, this is what you will be switched to. It could also be called a vector persona, but it's called a designer persona. But essentially, the designer persona will help you or will enable you to create vector shapes and vector art. Right underneath, we have the pixel persona, and when you switch to this pixel persona, you will also see that the interface, again, changes a little bit. I will guide you through the interface in a minute as well. So going back to Designer, you will have some tools that are inherent to vector design, whereas when you switch to the pixel persona, you will have some tools that you might be more familiar with when using Procreate or Photoshop. They will be more inherent to raster design or pixel art. And the last icon is the export persona. That is also very handy. This is where you can, for example, slice up your document or kind of set up unique settings. But yeah, essentially set up unique settings for export so that you can save time and you can export your art or the elements of your art in a more efficient way or across multiple artboards. I sometimes use the export persona. I used to do it much more when I was creating a lot of patterns for my portfolio and I was building my website. The website was relatively new. I needed to gather all my artwork and then also export it in an efficient way. I also used it quite a lot when I worked with my social media promotional documents. But right now I actually rather use the export button, which you can find under this hamburger menu, 3 vertical lines. Here you can also export the document or even export as a template. We'll also talk about templates a little bit later. So again, the export button is also here, but just bear in mind that there's also a special export persona that gives you even more options. Now, one part of the toolbar here that you find on the right side is the layers panel. This is very important. And again, speaking about the personas, you can switch between designer and pixel, but you can also, here when you hit the plus, create special layers. And I wanted just to draw your attention to this functionality here, that from the layers panel you can already decide if you're working with vector or with pixel. So from the layers panel, when I'm drawing my vector shapes, I very rarely use this menu because when you, for example, select the pen tool and you start drawing something, then your vector layer will be already created for you. So personally, I don't do that. You will see when I do my illustration example. I don't do that I hit the plus and then I select the vector layer. I just start drawing. And then the very same thing when you go to the pixel persona and you just have a brush and then you start drawing. a pixel layer was created for you as well. But what you have to pay attention to is when you're mixing both worlds. So when in one document, in one illustration, you will be, for example, having a vector base, and then you will be adding pixel or raster elements, then it will be important to really be mindful in which persona you are. Like in case you cannot find yourself, you have to pay attention to this icon and see where you are, and sometimes you have to manually switch between designer and pixel. When I created my vector layer, the default name is curve. And then the little icon that you see to the left of your thumbnail represents a vector shape. So it's a path with nodes and with handles. Whereas a pixel layer, the default name will be pixel, and it will have a different symbol on the left side of your thumbnail. It will have like this pixelated checkerboard symbol. Okay, so in this lesson we talked about the Persona Toolbar. Know that you have the option to combine both. Just because you created a vector illustration doesn't mean that you cannot use pixels, and the other way around. If you started your illustration as a raster image, you can totally switch to the designer persona and add in vector elements, so you can definitely mix that. The menu to switch the personas is in the upper left corner. We also have the special export persona. And in case of doubt, please pay attention to the symbols to the left side of your thumbnail. They will indicate whether it's a vector layer or whether it's a pixel layer. And remember that you don't have to hit this plus symbol when you're in a given persona, pixel or designer for vector. Once you start drawing with pixel tools or with vector tools, a new layer will be created for you automatically. But the prerequisite for that is being in the right persona, so to say. In the next lesson, we will continue looking at our document interface. See you in the next video, where we will explore the document interface in Affinity Designer.